Democrats are very anxious to stop Brett Kavanaugh from getting onto the Supreme Court. They don't have many mechanisms to stop him, so they are misrepresenting, apparently, his views on abortion. Just last week, Senator Kamala Harris of California tweeted out this video. It suggested that Kavanaugh viewed birth control pills as a form of abortion. Watch.
Filling out the form would make them complicit in the provision of the abortion-inducing drugs that they were, as a religious matter, objected to.
Hillary Clinton, who's got some free time, joined in the attack today. She tweeted this, quote, "I want to be sure we're all clear about something that Brett Kavanaugh said in his confirmation hearings last week. He referred to birth control pills as, quote, abortion-inducing drugs. That set off a lot of alarm bells for me, and it should for you, too." Well, what Clinton and Harris aren't telling you is that they're taking Kavanaugh grossly out of context. Now, that's usually an excuse in Washington when someone's caught saying something embarrassing. You're taking me out of context. But in this case, it's literally true. Kavanaugh was actually setting the view of a religious organization, Priests for Life. The phrase was not his or his personal view, apparently. It certainly wasn't his phrase. Since they won't show it, here is the full clip. Pay attention to the first two words of it.
They said filling out the form would make them complicit in the provision of the abortion-inducing drugs that they were, as a religious matter, objected to.
They said the critical two words. Dana Perino hosts the Daily Briefing. She's obviously on the 5 every day. You already love and trust her. Thankfully, she's been following this pretty closely. So, Dana, I wonder if this is counterproductive, something this obviously misleading.
Interesting you said that. Just about 10 minutes ago, the Hill newspaper just put out a story headlined that leftist attacks against Kavanaugh could face a backlash for them. And I think that that's absolutely true. First of all, Kamala Harris was a prosecutor. And words seriously matter. She tainted with the evidence. That should be grounds for being thrown out. Cory Booker also was found to be trying to say something that turned out not to be true in his I am Spartacus moment. It is pretty shocking that it was 2 days after Kamala Harris even admitted that they had done this, that Hillary Clinton then tweeted it. And I saw even people on the left saying, this is why you lost, okay? Enough with you. We don't need any of that.
Yes.
But one thing you didn't mention is that there's a group up in Maine that is basically trying to bribe Senator Carlson, into voting against Kavanaugh. She's not necessarily inclined to do so. She's Republican. She's basically said, he's not said anything that would cause her to vote no. But they started a crowdfunding site, where they would raise $1 million and donate it to her opponent but the only way that the guy gets the money is if she votes no.
Wait, so they're basically they're trying to extort her.
And
they're
saying, just talked to Cleta Mitchell about in-kind contributions. There is even a question, is this even legal? And it might just also be a publicity stunt, but they did raise over $1 million. The phone calls to her office, you should hear, if you read that article, some of them are just so vulgar that I do think it is a backlash. They don't have a way to fight against Brett Kavanaugh. I understand they're very frustrated, but the way to win is to actually win at the ballot box. You're not going to win here.
Interesting. So why? I mean, there are some smart people in the Democratic Party. I know
Definitely.
them. And they know that barring some unforeseen act of God, he is going to sit on that court. They can't control that. So why are they doing this?
Well, part of the reason is because the base is very agitated, and they want someone who will fight. And that is why you might not want to count out Kamala Harris in 2020. She has shown that she is willing to fight very dirty. And she doesn't have any shame in doing so. And perhaps that might be what it takes, because remember the whole thing of at least she fights. Even if the fighting is wrong, they don't care that the evidence was tainted.
That's just, it seems to me that shouldn't be reward. I mean, do you know what I mean? I understand toughness as a prerequisite to winning. That is absolutely right. You have to be tough. But do you really want a system that encourages people to be more dishonest than they would be otherwise? And
let's give a little shout out here to the media who actually covered this story about Kamala Harris and this video about Brett Kavanaugh. A staffer in Senator McConnell's office, a senior staffer, saw this, thought it sounded weird, went back and checked, and alerted the fact checkers, and including the Washington Post, and they gave Kamala Harris 4 Pinocchios. But a weird thing is happening. It's almost as if getting 4 Pinocchios is a badge of honor. That's not something that I admire, but watch her. I think that she is not someone to be counted out.
Yeah, it's scary, actually. Dana, thank you very much for that analysis.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too. Well, the creepy porn lawyer refuses to come on this show. We've asked